I just finished this Bentley and made it look like that there is no damage on this car. But this is still really damaged and looks really bad. So we're gonna have to use this donor car right here to cut this A-pillar out. And the only way to do that is we have to remove this windshield. And we have to remove the windshield on this. Now, a few videos ago, you guys probably remember, this windshield costs $6,500. Guys will be here soon to remove the windshield, but before we do that, we need to make this interior look just a little bit better. Oh, this is the part that I'm really excited about. This interior does look good. I did start to carbon fiber this, so we're gonna finish it, make the interior look good. A few videos ago, I started carbon fibering these interior pieces so that we can completely transform the interior of this Bentley. And now I'm gonna finish it so that we can completely transform this interior of this Bentley and make it look 100 times better. Okay, after many hours of sanding, these things are looking absolutely epic. Now they're gonna have to be waxed, degreased, cleaned. Probably throw some plastic over this because there's a lot of dust right here before I start clearing. So I put a piece of plastic over the bench so that I wouldn't get any dust in the clear. And then using alcohol, I clean these parts really well to make sure that I don't get any dust underneath the clear. All right guys, so we have the parts all clean, perfect. I think this is gonna look absolutely sick. And then mixing up the clear with a 4:2 ratio, I ended up putting it in the gun, using a strainer to make sure that it helps reduce bubbles and getting any contaminant. And unfortunately guys, this is the part where that I GoPro'd a lot of stuff and my GoPro memory card did get corrupt, so I apologize. But I must say that these parts turned out absolutely flawless and look so good. Can't wait to put them in the car. Guys, we did it, we're crushing it. It's looking really good. I think it looks really good. I mean, for not really knowing what I'm doing, it seems to be working out, but I'm gonna let it cure. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right guys, so we let these sit. They look absolutely freaking awesome. There is like these little tiny dimples that happen, so get to do the next favorite thing. Sand it, buff it, make this thing pop. Now this is probably one of the most important parts because if you sand it too heavy, then you're gonna have to get rid of all the scratches. So I started with 1,000, then 1,500, and then 2,000. And then that way, when I buff it, it should come out with no scratches and look absolutely flawless. Got these things completely sanded with 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. Now I'm gonna take and buff it. Oh, this is the part that I'm really excited about. So using a light buffing compound in this drill bit, I started going over the parts multiple times until it started to shine. But unfortunately, this compound wasn't good enough. So you guys probably can't see on camera. It looks good, but it's not perfect. I can still see a little bit of scratches. So I did have to switch it up to a heavier compound and then continue to keep buffing it. And the more times that I continued to keep going over these parts, they just kept looking better and better, as you can see from the video right here. Okay, it looks totally awesome. These look really good. Okay, now that we got all these pieces looking really good, now we can start transferring all these over to this. Now this is a piece that I bought off the internet for cheap because I wanted these little circle things. These circle things are really expensive. So it was actually cheaper to buy this whole unit, and it was damaged, which I'm not worried about because all I want to do is take those out. So yeah, we're gonna start transferring everything over. Using a flathead screwdriver, I was able to break this glue that was holding these small little rings in. Then from there, it was just as easy as lining it up, and then I had to use panel bond to hold them back in. So I let the panel bond, I put some panel bond on here. I gotta let this dry. But we're gonna hop over to the inside, remove that center console, remove all that, and put everything back together. With the original center console removed, I started swapping everything over to the carbon fiber, and I did buy everything so that if it needed to, I could replace it back to OEM. I don't think that anybody's ever gonna wanna swap it back to OEM, but just in case, it's still there. This thing looks awesome now. Look at it, that looks so good. Does this look freaking awesome? Can't wait to put this on, still drying. Then we can put that on, it's gonna make it look good. and then that side, I think it transforms it. Removing this speedometer was a little bit tough. It took a little bit of force to get it out, but eventually it did come out. That is out with the original and back in with the new. And man, I must say that this thing is looking even better and better, and I'm getting more excited. Now with everything installed, I gave everything a good wipe down to get all the fingerprints off. And man, I must say that this interior looks so good now and so much better than what it did. And if you like this type of content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Now we can jump forward to present day so that we can start working on the last little bit of the body damage. This is still damaged and this needs to be fixed so that we can make sure that the fender lines up and we can replace the glass. Now, I have the glass from that and I'm gonna splice into this. We're gonna repair this. Now to repair that, we're gonna have to take out these trim pieces so that we don't create any damage. Remove this A-pillar right here and the rubber weather strip that goes around, plus the chrome trim piece that was just a few hundred Torx bit. I had to remove all this because if we're gonna cut, splice into this piece, I didn't want to catch any of it on fire and cause further damage. And then with all that removed, the guys at MP Auto that are amazing and super good at their job came over and started cutting out the window. Now they did tell me that it could break, which made it even more nerve-wracking. That is one windshield out. Come on, baby, we got the windshield out. If you guys are in the Michigan area, West Michigan area, look up MP Auto. I've used them for everything. They're totally awesome, great people. You got it out. We were able to save this windshield, bonus. We have this one out. I gotta get the rain sensor off. It was stuck on there. He didn't want to break it, understandable. But hey, we got the windshield out. Now, we can start working on this and fixing this. Let's go. Now you're probably wondering why I'm so excited about removing a window, and that is because the guy warned me before removing that there's a good chance that it could break, and I was really nervous. I had confidence in them because they're really good at what they do, but it's also always nerve-wracking because it could break, and I would be out a $6,500 window, but props to MP Auto. They're amazing and did an amazing job. The only thing that I can see in here is that there are gonna be some spot welds that we're gonna have to clean up. We're gonna have to clean a lot of this off to see exactly where we're gonna cut, how we're gonna get this piece off to transfer it to that. So things are about to get serious.
A tip for you, putting it on a drill would be a lot better.
Okay, so I got the A-pillar off from the GTC is what it is. Damn it. But that is a convertible. This is not. So there is a little bit of differences. This is a little bit thicker, but what I'm wondering if, first we're gonna try to see if we can straighten this, because that would be the best scenario to make this right, because it is a little bit beveled and this is wider. But if that doesn't work, I'm gonna take measurements and see if I can measure from here to here, and if it is the same right here, then I could just make a nice little cut right there and then patch it in there, and it shouldn't make any difference. But first, we're gonna try to do some dentless PDR work on this to save this, but not sure if that's gonna work. If last resort, we're gonna make this work, but we just figured that out. Unfortunately, I wish we would have figured that out before doing all the work of spot welds and cutting this out, but hey, shit happens. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I said that we're gonna repair this, and we are gonna repair this. And I had a few PDR guys come over because I thought, oh, well, maybe that they could help me out and fix this. And one of them said that he could do it, but he kind of wanted a lot of money. So, and another person said absolutely not, it's not able to be fixed. So what do? I buy a PDR dentless removal kit. And so we're gonna try to fix this with our own PDR methods, a cheap kit from Amazon, and see if it's gonna work. And this is pretty hella dent, so I don't know if this is gonna work, but who would I be if I didn't try on this channel? Because that's what I do. I enjoy trying new things and I enjoy trying to learn. So we're gonna try to learn how to fix this, and we're gonna see if we can. So let's dive in and fix this and see what happens. Okay, so we're been pulling on this, and this is looking better. I don't know if you guys can tell, but now we're gonna start working on this, see if we can pull this section out and then finish up this section. That's the idea. It is working, and you can tell that it does take a lot of glue and a lot of attempts to get it right. So using this tool that's called a mini lift, from what I understand is that kind of just put it on there and you keep squeezing and it's supposed to slowly work the metal to start making the dent pop out. It did start to move the metal some, but I figured I'd try other things that came in the kit, so I tried this other weird tool that is like 2 feet with a little prong in the middle, and you twist it and it does help pull, and that seemed to work pretty good too. I also tried different tabs, different methods, just anything, because this is a learning experience and the only thing we can do is try here. So after hours and hours of doing this, it is looking better, and hopefully, I don't know if you guys can see on camera or not. There's a little bit right here that needs to be worked out. There is a small dent right here. It is starting to crack, and a dent right here, and then obviously the big one's right here. Now I ordered some new glue, some better glue, because for some reason the red doesn't seem like it wants to pull it up. So I'm gonna stop it right here, but it is looking better. I mean, I'm gonna show a before of what it looked like compared to now, and big difference. Now this right here is gonna have to be worked, and I think that's gonna be after I get this out. But progress. This is probably about 10 hours worth, maybe a little bit more, just to get to this point. So PDR is a very, very slow process that I'm learning. Well, at least for me, because I don't know what I'm doing. But so yes, it looks like it is working slowly, but we're getting there. I continue to keep trying to tap down and move the metal as much as possible and pulling out any of these small dents just to make it look a little bit better. But then there started to be an issue, and this is what happened. Okay, so I keep trying to pull, you can see right here, this dent out and this one, but every time I do, it flexes, and that's because this, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's binding. So I'm gonna have to take out a little bit and weld it because it's starting to rip. Then I think I can probably move this. So that's what I'm gonna do, because every time I try it, so you can see right there, it flexes and it tears it a little bit more. So it's binding right here, and that's gotta be cleaned up in order for me to continue to keep working this. But come on guys, it looks really good. I'm impressed. I didn't think that I would even get anywhere close to this. And if it does fail, like I said, we have the other piece, we can weld it in. But for now, we're gonna try to clean this up. So next step. Covered up the front of the car because I didn't want any sparks flying into the interior and damaging it with a welding blanket. Do not want to damage this interior because we want to keep it looking nice. And then I used a little Dremel tool with a grinder disc on it to cut into the metal so that I cut out where it was buckling together. And then with that removed, it created a little gap that I ended up cleaning off all the little paint, and then just throwing a couple small little tack welds basically, and then ground those off, and it's good to go. So I got this looking really good, and I think that it's almost there, not quite, but to make sure, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna have to put the fenders on, so we gotta do a little bit of work on the fenders and then throw the hood on it and make sure everything's lining up. I know that I wanted to start putting it together and actually get the first fire, but it kinda happened in reverse order because I did get the windows out, and then I don't wanna leave that all exposed for too long. So these fenders are gonna take a lot longer than what I thought that they were going to, so I think in the next one, we're gonna work on these fenders and getting everything lined up, because it's gonna make this video very long. So, but if you guys are liking these videos, be sure to give them a thumbs up. If you want to see me finish these carbon fiber fenders, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You're awesome. This video is over, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.